In this tutorial, you will learn about CSS backgrounds. So these are the 5 properties that we are going to discuss. That is background color property, background image property, background repeat property, background attachment property, and background position property. So we have already discussed background color property in the previous tutorial. So with the help of background color property, you can set the color of the background using color names or RGB, HSL and hexadecimal values, and you can also use RGBA and HSLA values. So now let's move on to the next property, that is background image property. So there are 3 files in this folder. That is, there's an HTML file, a CSS file and an image file. And in the HTML file, I have linked the CSS file. So basically we are using external CSS in this tutorial. So as you can see in the head section, I have linked the CSS file. And this is the text that will appear on the web page. And all the styling part is done in the CSS file. So first, let's talk about the background image property. So this is the syntax for background image property. The background image property specifies an image to use as the background of an element. By default, the image is repeated, so it covers the entire element. Also, when using a background image, use an image that does not disturb the text. This is very important. And the background image can also be set for specific elements like the paragraph element. Over here we are using background image property for the body element. So simply you will write background image and then provide the path of the image or the URL of the image. And this is how it looks on the browser. This is how it looks on the browser. Next we have the background repeat property. So by default, the background image property repeats an image both horizontally and vertically. Some images should be repeated only horizontally or vertically, or they will look strange. So this property helps you to repeat the image according to your convenience. So if I want to repeat the image only horizontally, then simply I will write background repeat X. And this is how it looks on the browser. So the background image is repeated horizontally. And if I want to repeat the image in vertical direction, then I will write repeat Y. And then again, I will refresh the browser and this is how it looks. And if I don't want to repeat the image at all, then I will write no repeat. So you can see that the image will appear only once on the browser. So that is the use of background repeat property. The next property is background attachment property. The background attachment property specifies whether the background image should scroll or be fixed. So it can have only two values, that is scroll and fixed. So I have used background attachment property over here along with the image repeat and position property. Now with the help of image position property, you can specify the position of the background image. So in this over here, I have written background position as right top. So the image will be placed at the top right corner of the browser. And this is how it looks on the browser. The image will appear at the top right corner, and because I have written scroll for background attachment property, you can see that as I am scrolling the window, the image will move along with the window. And if I change the value to fixed, you will see that the window will move, but the image will stay there itself. The image will not move. So that is the use of background attachment property. And lastly, we have the background shorthand property. To shorten the code, it is also possible to specify all the background properties in one single property. This is called a background shorthand property. So instead of writing 4 lines of code, you can write it in one single line using the background shorthand property. And this is the syntax for it. So for the background color property, I have given this value, this hexadecimal value. Then for the image property, I have written this URL over here. Then the no repeat is for background repeat property, and right top is the value of background position property, and fixed is the value for background attachment property. And this is how it will look on the browser. So it looks the same because we have just written this 4 lines of code in one single line. So it is the same thing, but we have reduced the number of lines and we have shortened the code. I hope you have understood all the CSS background properties. Thank you.